All right. So speaking to Christian Pulisic, he had the flu, so he had his own flu game. Maybe not as prestigious as Game 6 of the NBA Finals like Michael Jordan, but he had an incredible match. He played for 24 minutes. Christian Pulisic, 2 goals, and here he is in the flu game right there. Rafael Leao.
Yeah, but Leao was out. He pulled his groin.
Yeah, Leao was the Scottie Pippen, and Pulisic is Jordan here on this image for those that can't see it, which is great. But yeah, now he's the Michael Jordan of the LeBron James of soccer. Yeah,
Ryan Smith in the comments, a healthy Chuck D in 2010, and we make the semis. I firmly believe that.
I love that. I love that belief in particular.
But no, I wrote an article this morning in The Athletic about Christian Pulisic and this U.S. team and the draw, and I'm curious if you guys feel the same way. When we talk about Christian, we always mention how great he is, right? As an American playing in Europe, right? From Dortmund to Chelsea, winning a Champions League at Chelsea, maybe not being the star player on that team that he could have been, but he helped them get to the final, right? Scored a big goal against Real Madrid, and then now at Milan, you could say he's the best player on the team, even with a Rafa Leao in the side. He is the best player on the team. He's had the best performances. But when it comes to the national team, he's still, I'd say, miles behind Landon, Donovan, and Clint Dempsey just because of what they've done in those big moments. Not necessarily because of his quality, but with this World Cup in front of him, if he has those performances that we see him have in Europe,
yeah.
Let's say they win the Scudetto. These are obviously hypothetical. They win the Scudetto. He's the player of the year, right, in Serie A, coming into this World Cup. I think Pochettino's done a pretty good job of deflecting responsibility in terms of, hey, you're the difference maker. We don't have a Leo Messi. It's a team first type of performance that's going to get us through the knockout rounds. But he's the player. He's the difference maker for us. He's the one player who can come up with that magic moment and score goals. If he has those type of performances in this World Cup, he will cement himself as the greatest U.S. men's national team player ever. Not that he won't when he's done, but we can certainly say at this World Cup, he can cement himself as the best to ever.
Home World Cup, if you're scoring big goals to get us big results at a home World Cup, that just takes you to another stratosphere. I mean, that's something that Landon and Clint didn't have the opportunity to participate in, right? They had to play World Cups elsewhere. Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree with you. Iran, that goal though, where he put his balls on the line to score against Iran, I assume that was in your article. So like he at least did something big and scored a big moment to get us out of the
for
group.
Sure. But we're talking about people mention Christian Pulisic as the LeBron James of soccer, right?
Well, the casual fan.
No, but
sure.
Captain America. But in America, you still see Messi jerseys and Mbappe jerseys and Holland jerseys far more than you see Pulisic jerseys. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. What I'm saying is, if he does have this performance that we know he's capable of, one, we've always said, is there an American player who can scratch the surface of world class? If he wins the Serie A, he's player of the season in Serie A for Milan, and then he has this incredible run with the U.S. men's national team in a World Cup, and let's say they do get to a semifinals,
then he will
be world class. You could say he's world class. He will be considered world class, and he has that potential. That's what I'm saying. And two, in doing that, he will now be like the Patrick Mahomes in our country. He will be the LeBron James in our country. He will have that type of generational pull and the explosion of our game in this country with a successful World Cup run. He will be at the forefront of that. He will be that type of player, is what I'm saying. That's what he stands to win and gain.
He does
with that type of performance. That we hope.
If you win Serie A and you're the player of the season, and then all of a sudden you help the U.S. make a deep run, I mean, you're going to be probably top 10 in Ballon d'Or. I just throw that out there, regardless of who the name is. I mean, if you're any player that's doing that, you're going to be part of that conversation, which would be awesome to see an American in that part of it. So using that as context or as our foundation for this next quick question for you, Big Tones, would you say that Christian Pulisic is the best player in Group D? if he's the best player on our team, then is he better than anybody on Turkey? Let's leave Turkey as the team that's going to get through Paraguay and Australia.
Yeah, let's just use Turkey for just simplicity, right? I mean, Yildiz is the other guy, but I think for me, I'd take Christian Pulisic over Yildiz.
But I would say people would say Arda Güler is still over Yildiz. He's at Real Madrid.
Yeah, Güler, but yeah, he's not really pulling the strings for their team right now. I'm gonna have them tomorrow, so I'm interested to see what they do. Because I'm interested to see what team they put on the field, but I don't know that they lean on Güler for like Real Madrid. I get it's Real Madrid, so you got other guys to lean on, but Christian, they're leaning on him, right? Mm-hmm. He's the guy that bails them out. So he's carrying the biggest load at his club. Now, he doesn't have Champions League this year, which has been a little bit of a benefit to the club in general, and maybe to his body, at least in this period of time. Everyone wants to play in Champions League, of course. And then the only if you're thinking about Paraguay, you're thinking about Enciso, you're thinking about Almiron. Who else are you thinking about on that team? Oh, what's his name? Diego Gomez, right? The kid that went to Brighton from Inter Miami. Mm-hmm. There's an argument in Group D.
He's the biggest player in the group.
Yeah, he's the big now. Yeah, now I'm talking. Yeah, I had to go through a couple players, but yeah, those would be kind of the only guys right now that Yildiz is the only guy, or Güler, that could touch him right now. But for me, because his team is leaning on him, I would pick him right now today as the best player in the group. Yeah,
Yildiz, I think Juventus relies on him quite a bit to drive their attack and to make those plays that you're talking about with Christian, Chuck, where he can turn a game on his own. I think Yildiz has that capability as well, but I think Christian's the clear.
Yeah,
one.
You're splitting hairs, right?
Yeah,
in the end.
Right.
It's not like one guy so much better than the other guy.
Right.
In the end, you're splitting hairs with all of these guys. But
we'll give Christian the edge. We're giving Christian the edge on this. All right. Before we get into our last break, and we're going to have a special guest, the Athletics' Paul Tenorio, on the show to talk about the World Cup draw and his insights on everything. I want to give a shout out to CBS, Paramount Plus, Golasso Network. I mean, this is the first time in history that one outlet has covered both the Men's Champions League and the Women's Champions League. And to pull that off from a production standpoint is absolutely incredible. So make sure you guys check it out. Champions League is going again.
Who's check chasing now, Tones?
He's that way. On my screen.
Oh, my God.
Right there.
Jimmy. Hey, guys, I got to take a second here. I got to give a shout out to everybody, the executive up there, for the incredible job of carrying
I love it.
coverage. I love Paramount.
Listen,
I will do anything.
Just following your lead, Chuck. Just following your lead.